set. Before we begin, though, we'd like to have a pledge of allegiance led by Lieutenant Randall.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which stands one nation,
under God.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much, folks. Good afternoon. The following matters will come before the Revere License Commission today. This is our regularly scheduled meeting. The first items on the agenda that we're going to deal with are applications submitted for consideration. Item number 1, Royal Food Enterprises, Inc., DBA Crown Fried Chicken and Pizza, 92 Centennial Avenue. Mohammed Fadal is the manager. This is an application for a change of DBA. The application of Royal Food Enterprises, Inc., DBA Crown Fried Chicken and Pizza, for a change of DBA from Sabrine Bakery and Cafe. This is a continuation from the March meeting. Is there someone here from Royal Food Enterprises, Inc.? Would you step up to the microphone, please?
Hit the button in the middle.
And your name and address for the record, please?
My name is Khadija Afdal. I represent Royal Food, which is located in 91 Centennial Avenue, Revere, Mass.
Very good. Can you explain briefly what you'd like to do with this, what you're looking for, a change of DBA, and what you want to do with this license?
The reason why we changed the DBA, we had Sabrine Bakery. I think it was not a good fit to that area. So we are bringing something that that is really suitable for the people, and we want to please them with the food. So we thought this is the right business in there.
Very good. Do any of my fellow commissioners have any questions?
I don't.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. We'll close this section of the hearing. Are there any proponents? Is there anybody that would like to speak on behalf of the change of DBA? We don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Is there anybody opposed? Is there anybody opposed to the change of the DBA? We don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Would you like to discuss this further, or would you like to make a motion?
I would like to move to approve the application for the change of DBA.
And I can second that.
Very good. The application for a change of DBA of Royal Food Enterprises, Inc. The DBA will be changed to Crown Fried Chicken and Pizza from Sabrine Bakery and Cafe. Thank you very much, ma'am. Good luck with your new venture.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Just turn on the mic.
Item number 2, Franco Fest. Is someone here from Franco Fest?
No, they're not going to be here. We're going to continue.
Okay, very good. We'll table that. Item number 3, the Blessed Mother of the Morning Star Parish at St. Mary's Church, 670 Washington Avenue. Ralph DeChico is the event manager. This is an application for a one-day malt wine common victular and entertainment license to be exercised at the Lower Church Hall at 670 Washington Avenue on Saturday, June 15th, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. The event is a doo-wop dinner dance. The expected attendance is 85 to 95. Your name and address for the record, please.
Ralph DeChico, 49 Washington Street, Revere, Mass. I'm the Vice President of the St. Mary's Holy Name Society.
Very good, Mr. DeChico. Can you just explain briefly what you'd like to do with this license?
Yeah, it's we usually try and have a themed dinner dance for our parishioners and friends of the parishioners. We host it with the St. Mary's Holy Name Society. And we basically try and do at least 2 to 3 a year, depending upon time-wise and if our members are available to help run it. And we just have, we have catered food, and then we have beer and wine, and also a DJ, which is the
This
president.
is the same event you do every year.
Yeah, it's same events, we just changed the theme
Right.
to go for what the
Anything
calendar
different?
is. Nothing different.
I figured that.
Yeah, nothing different.
Very good. Do you have any questions?
No questions.
We'll close this section of the hearing, thank you, and ask for any proponents, if anybody else that would like to speak on behalf of the issuing of this license. We don't see or hear anybody, we'll close that section, or is anybody opposed? Is there anybody opposed to the issuing of this license? Don't see or hear anybody, we'll close that section. Would you like to make a motion?
I would move to approve the application of the one-day malt and wine common vicular entertainment license, as written.
I would second that.
Very good. The application for a one-day malt wine, common victular, and entertainment license to be exercised in the Lower Church Hall at St. Mary's, 670 Washington Avenue, on Saturday, June 15, 2024, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. is approved.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you very
Have a good
much.
day.
Item number 4, the City of Revere, Waterfront Square. Steve Morabito is the event manager. This is an application for a one-day entertainment license. The application for the City of Revere for a one-day entertainment license to be exercised at Waterfront Square on Sunday, June 23rd, 2024, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. This is the third annual Revere Beach Pride event. The expected attendance is 1,000. Name and address for the record, please.
Stephen Morabito, 281 Broadway. Good afternoon, members of the
Good
license.
afternoon, Mr. Morabito,
board.
appreciate it. Can you
I'm-
explain briefly what you'd like to do with the license?
Absolutely, I'm here to apply for a one-day entertainment permit license on behalf of the City of Revere. We are requesting permission from this honorable body to designate the westerly section of Waterfront Square for a DJ and music as part of our third annual Pride celebration.
And you had this event last year.
The past 2
2
years.
years, yeah?
So-
Any incidents?
There has been none, knock on wood. You know, I think these are important traditions that the city has been doing, celebrating diversity, inclusion, and community spirit. So the city would like to keep seeing it go forward, and we're going through the proper channels and hoping we have your support. And with you, all of you are invited.
Thank you.
And the event is on June 23rd. That's a Sunday from 2 to 7 p.m.
So will you be having live entertainment outside? How,
A DJ, which will provide the music and dancing. We won't.
okay, and I see the dance floor is located just after Fine Line? In the
Yes,
plaza?
it's westerly of the Waterfront Square,
Very good,
easterly facing the beach.
very good.
Will you be serving alcohol at all?
So we will not be serving alcohol. The alcohol will be on the premise of Drift and Fine Line according to what their liquor requirements and their liquor license contains.
Do you
Very
remember
good.
last year how many people attended? Just an idea, rough idea.
It's hard to tell, you
I
know.
remember being a lot of people.
They probably will.
Yeah, 'cause I remember it was a
Yeah.
well-attended
It-
event.
It's a well-attended event. We have the chief who we have been in contact with, so we will have security there, and not counting what the restaurant provides. But once again, we're applying for a one-day event license for the dance floor and the DJ, because the liquor license is kind of irrelevant because it's basically.
Yes,
fine
they're gonna
line and
they're
drift.
gonna maintain what they typically do for the
Exactly.
alcohol.
They have an outdoor bar.
But in
they
order
have
for us to get our
restaurants.
groove on and do some dancing and
Sounds
jam
like
to
a
the
good time to
music,
me.
So we'll see you there, Mr. Chairman.
It's a good possibility. I live down the beach, so maybe I'll take a stroll
Yeah.
over.
Same, that's my building, yeah.
Excellent.
That's the other side of my building, I'll probably pop
I
in.
hope they take me. Right?
Good time.
All right.
If
so,
not, I will.
We'll close this section of the hearing. Are there any proponents, anybody else that would like to speak on behalf of the issuing of this one-day license? Don't see or hear anybody, close that section. Anybody opposed? Is there anybody opposed to the issuing of the one-day entertainment license? I see no one here, no one, close that section. You want to discuss it further, or do you want to make a motion?
No, I don't see, everything seems to be in order, they've done it before, so I would move to approve the application for a one-day entertainment license.
Then I could second that.
Very good. The application for a one-day entertainment license is approved.
And I would just like to thank you for your support, and thank you for all you do.
Well, we appreciate it, thank you. That application will be exercised at Waterfront Square on Sunday, June 23rd, 2024, from 2 PM to 7 PM. And this is the third annual Revere Beach Pride event. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Item number 5, H&R Partners, Inc., DBA Valso's Table and Bar, 139 Shirley Avenue. Alexander Herrera is the manager. This is an application for an alteration of premises to add outdoor seating. The application to alter the premises to outdoor seating for an all-alcohol restaurant license. The requested outdoor seating is 15. The requested hours for the outdoor seating are the same as the restaurant hours, which would be Sunday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. Your name and address for the record, please, sir.
Alexander Herrera, 139 Shirley Ave.
Thank you very much. Can you tell us briefly what you'd like to do with this alteration of premises? Yeah.
We would like to, it's next to the restaurant, not on the sidewalk, it's like a little space that is off the
This is where you
sidewalk.
had it before?
Correct.
Okay.
But before, we used to have like a 4 car spaces. So right now, we just want to reduce the space to just 15 people. A few weeks ago, when we came to in front of the Board of Appeals, they were concerned about the handicap access. So what I suggest and I request was like to have an extra car spot or space to utilize the space for any handicap access. And when you just say the time, which is from the time we open, which is 10 a.m. to 2 a.m., we don't really want to have the patio open to that late. We rather have to have it open maybe 11 or 12 midnight instead of having the patio open till 2 a.m.
Do you have any outdoor speakers?
No, we don't.
Okay, so all the music and entertainment still be inside?
Correct.
Will you have amplified music out there? Will there be any music out there?
The last 3 years, we have the outdoor scene, we have like a little speaker, portable speaker,
And you
just for
plan-
like background music.
So you're gonna be planning on continuing that?
Well, it's not allowed because it's like very small, it's like a little speaker. It's not like a big speaker.
I see. And
Okay.
it's the same thing you've done last 2 years?
Same thing.
So it's just the process this time was a little different.
Correct.
Right. I had your chicken wings the other day, very good.
What do you have?
I had some chicken wings at your place the other day.
Okay.
It was very good.
I'm
I
glad
think
you
I
like
showed
it.
up there at like 12 o'clock, I was hungry and caught you guys right before the kitchen closed.
People love that having the kitchen open to that late because people get out from work and
It was a good
goes by.
vibe, it wasn't loud, it was, some food, folks chilling.
Glad you like
It's
it.
good. I have no questions, I have no further questions.
Do you have any questions for
No,
this
no
gentleman?
questions.
Very good. We will close this part of the hearing. Is there any proponents? Anybody like to speak on behalf of the H&R Partners, Inc., their application for alteration of premises? We don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Is there anybody opposed? Anybody opposed to this alteration of premises? See or hear no one, will close that section. Do you want to discuss this further, or would you like to make a motion?
No, I would like to make a motion to approve your application.
And I would gladly second that motion.
Very good. The application for the alteration of premises to add outdoor seating is approved. The application for the seating of the all-alcohol restaurant license for seating of 15. The requested hours of the outdoor seating are the same as the restaurant hours. Sunday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. Thank you very much, sir. Good luck with that.
What meetings?
Did you say you only
We don't,
want?
yeah, we don't want to stay to 2 a.m., have the party open to 2 a.m., so midnight would be a reachable time, you know, yeah.
Very good. So you want it till 12 midnight?
12, yes,
Very good.
11 a.m. to 12.
So the hours would be Sunday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 midnight.
correct.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Item number 6, Revere Hotel Realty LLC, DBA Avid Hotel Boston, Logan Airport, Revere, 405 American Legion Highway. Ian Galloway is the manager. This is an application for a change of manager. The application for a change of manager to Ian Galloway from Bernie L. Ouch III. Your name and address for the record, please, sir.
Ian Galloway, 405 American Legion Highway.
Very good. And you are applying to be the new manager?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I have not had an opportunity to look this over very carefully. However, I do see that you have been in the restaurant, in the hotel, motel business before.
Absolutely. I have over 12 years experience.
Very good. Do any of my fellow commissioners have any questions for this
I
gentleman?
do. Do you plan to make any changes, anything different operationally with you coming in, or things
No.
essentially around the same?
No, actually Bernie just went to IHG, which is corporate, so I've come in to take over the property.
So operationally, nothing?
Everything's the same.
That's all I have.
Do you have
No
any?
questions from
No questions? Very good. Thank you, sir. We'll close this section of the hearing. Are there any proponents? Anybody like to speak on behalf of Revere Hotel Realty LLC and this change of manager? We don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Anybody opposed? Anybody opposed to the change of manager? Seeing none, hearing none, we'll close that section. Would you like to discuss this, or would you like to make a motion?
I would make a motion to approve.
And I would second that motion.
Very good. The application for a change of manager for Revere Hotel Realty LLC, DBA Avid Hotel Boston Logan Airport, Revere, for a change of manager to Ian Galloway from Bernie L. Arch III is approved.
Thank you so much,
Thank you very
guys.
much, sir. Good luck.
Have a great day.
Item number 7, Revere Lodge, 1171 of the BPOE of USA, Inc., 198 Shirley Avenue. Anessa Shenna is the manager. This is an application for a change of manager. The change of manager from James Hannon to Anessa Shenna. Your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, my name's Anessa Ann Schenner. I reside at 141 Brad Street Ave, Revere, Mass.
Thank you very much. And you are making an application to become the manager of the Elks Club?
Yeah, sadly, James Hanner is retiring.
Very good. Do any of my fellow commissioners have any questions?
I don't.
No
I
questions.
reviewed the application.
And I see that you have been a bar manager in the past, is that
Yes, sir.
correct? Are you tip certified? Is
I
that-
am tip certified.
Very good. I don't have any other questions. We'll close this section, thank you. And ask for any proponents. Is there anybody that would like to speak on behalf of this change of manager? I don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Are there any Anybody in opposition? Is there anybody opposed? Don't see or hear anybody, we'll close that section.
I'd move to approve.
I'll second that.
Very good. The application for a change of manager from, for the Revere Lodge of the Benevolent Protective Order of Elks of USA, Inc., for a change of manager to Anessa Sienna is approved. Thank you very much. I also see that you're on, next on the agenda for the application for a change of offices.
Yes,
And this-
annually.
If you could just explain briefly that,
So every year, nationwide, our fraternal order has a vote for change of officers. So there's a new regime that comes in every year. So we file it with the state, with the city to make the corporation legal.
very good. Thank you very much. Any questions?
I don't.
Any questions? Close this section. Any proponents? Anybody else like to speak on behalf of the application for change of offices? Seeing none, hearing none, close that. Anybody opposed? Anybody opposed to the changing officers of the Benevolent Protective Order of Elks? Don't see or hear anybody, close that section. Would you like to discuss this, or would you like to make a motion?
I would make a motion to approve.
I'd second that.
Very good. The application for a change of offices to reflect the club election is approved.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Good luck.
Item number 9. Chocola Fee LLC, 9 Dahone Street. Diana Cardona, manager. This is an application for a common victualer's license. The application for Chocola Fee. Am I saying that right?
Yes, sir, Chocolafe.
Chocolate.
For a common victualer's license to be exercised at 90 Hone Street. The requested hours are Sunday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. The requested seating is 15. Gonna be getting up early.
Yes, sir.
What don't you do in the city? 'Cause you are always in front of us. You have shows going on. You're always
Yes.
putting on events.
So
All positive things.
this one is more like a personal roller coaster venture.
Okay.
So yes, we are in the process of opening Chocolafe, which is gonna be a cafeteria, bakes and goods, and a little something of food also. And we're planning to bring a little bit of our Colombian essence in our coffees, and that's it.
There's
Just-
nothing better than Colombian coffee. Let me tell
Yes.
you. Isn't Bustelo Colombian coffee? Is that Bustelo?
No.
No. Or what is
Juan
that?
Valdez is like the most popular one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you'll be having some genuine Colombian coffee there.
Yes, and we're gonna have also other varieties as well in there.
Empanadas.
Empanadas, bakes and goods. We're gonna have a lot of desserts as well. And
Let's see where
Yeah.
this is. Well, that's exciting. And that's going to be different.
yes.
And what is in that facility right now?
Right now, we used to be there only making the peanuts before for the last 2 years. And it was only for catering and peanut making. And thankfully, with the help of TDI developers, we got a grant that helped us out to construct a little bit in the front so we can have welcoming to the public in there.
When are you set to open?
So we wanna, do the process as soon as possible. So we already have almost all the inspections done, the final ones, and we're just waiting for the final health inspection to go there because we were finalizing some equipment that were arriving. But we're planning to do it maybe the beginning of June.
And it's right next to the building that's being constructed, right?
Yes,
Right
it
on
is.
other
The
side.
first floor in the one. Yes, it's like 200 steps from the beach. I walk myself. Yeah.
Well, it's right next to my law firm. That's why
Yes.
I'm looking at the one or squares right there.
Yes, it's right there at the corner on Central Square. So we like to be involved with the community a lot in different
Oh, you're very
events.
involved.
And to tell you the truth, that was the perfect place for us at the moment because it's gonna be like more inside of the community. So it's very
Well,
happy.
your name has been attached to a lot of good things, so I fully expect that with you being involved, it's going to be a good success.
Thank you very much, and we're very committed to.
Absolutely.
Very good. Well, thank you very much. We'll close this section. Do you have any questions or anything you'd like to?
No, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Very good. We'll
Hope to
close
see you
this
guys there.
section. And we'll open it up for any proponents or anybody like to speak out on behalf of Chocolafe. Yes, name and address for the record, please. Yes, step right up.
Hi, my name is Erica Porzio. I'm the Executive Director for the Revere Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, nice.
I see already the positive response, but I just wanted to reiterate the positivity and show my support. As the commissioner already iterated, Diana and Angelica have been fantastic to the city. Their devotion, they know how to get people together, and I am very excited for the opening of their cafe.
And it says a lot that they have your stamp from the chamber, which is awesome.
They have my full respect and the
Yeah.
board.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, appreciate it. Are there any other proponents? Anybody else like to speak out on behalf of the issuing of this license?
I approve that because she's my neighbor and she's
Okay, thank you
Now we're
very
gonna be
much.
neighbors.
All right, we will close this section. Is there anybody opposed? Anybody opposed to the issuing of this license? I don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Do you want to discuss this, or do you want to make a motion?
No, I would make a motion to approve your application.
I'll
Thank you.
gladly second it.
Very good. The application for a common victuals license for Chocolafe LLC, Diana Cardona, manager, for a common victuals license to be exercised at 90 Home Street. The requested hours are Sunday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. The requested seating is 15. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to say hello to my mom and friends here, part of the crew. Thank you very much.
It's nice to see the community support. Thank you very much. Item number 10, Seize the Day Restaurant, Inc., DBA Seize the Day Restaurant, 320 Revere Beach Boulevard. Kevin Pham is the manager. This is an application to amend the entertainment license. Is there anybody here from Seize the Day? Don't see or hear anyone, we will table this for the end of the meeting and see if anybody shows up at that point. Item number 11, Boston Wounded Vet Run, 649 Squire Road. Andrew Biggio is the event manager. This is an application for a one-day mobile food vendor license. The application of Boston Wounded Vet Run for a one-day license to allow a mobile food vendor to operate at 649 Squire Road on Sunday, May 19th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. as part of the gathering event leading up to the Wounded Vet Run. Name and address for the record, please, sir.
My name is Michael Mazzarini. I live at number 14 Mountain Avenue in Saugus.
Very good. And I assume that you are here representing Boston Wounded Vet Run?
Yes, sir. Andrew's on duty today.
Very good. Can you explain briefly what you'd like to do with this mobile food vendor license?
Well, we're going to make sure that he's able to come back as he has in past years because he provides food away from where most of our activity is. So the food and the beverages that he have keeps a lot of the people, many that go early, from going somewhere else to get food. It's all prepared there. He's self-contained. It's really not us. We don't serve food there. But he's done a good job that we welcome him back. He makes a sizable donation, basically helps the event.
That's awesome.
Very good. We would probably issue this license. He's got to get inspected, and there are some issues relative to that. Has any of that been done? Do you know?
Being the fact that he's an operating business, I'm sure that he has his inspections and whatnot that he needs in order to legally serve food on a daily basis, regularly in compliance with Board of Health and what there may be. So, I mean, if there's other concerns of yours, that you want to get some details, we're acting on this because in addition to whatever he may already have, we need to be sure that it's going to be in compliance and
Very
have
good.
us permitted again to do it.
Very good.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions? Commissioner Osina?
Well, he's not here, so I guess it would be more so for the vendor, but, I'm satisfied with.
I'm sorry.
I said, well, your food vendor is not actually here, so it was more
Yeah.
so questions for them.
Understood. I couldn't understand. I only have one
But your event is actually taking place before some new regulations go into effect in the city, so, I have no additional questions for you
Thank you.
as it pertains to your particular application.
No questions.
Very good. We will close this part of the hearing.
Very good.
Are there any proponents? Anybody like to speak out on behalf of the issuing of the one-day mobile food vendor license? Don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Anybody opposed? Don't see or hear anybody. Close that section. Does anybody want to make a discussion or a motion or?
Make a motion to approve.
I would second that motion.
Very good. The application for a one-day mobile food vendor license to be exercised at 649 Squire Road on Sunday, May 19, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. is approved. Just be aware, sir, that that's contingent upon fire and health inspecting the
Understood.
premises and
Certainly.
giving you the thumbs up for that.
I want you all to know, many of you are already aware that open invitation. Glad to have
Thank you
anybody
very
come
much.
at
We
any point
appreciate
of that.
that.
Not gonna see these people too many times, but this is what we do. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
very much.
Thank you.
That concludes the applications. Is anybody from Seize the Day here? No, there isn't. And is anybody here from Franco Fest? No, there isn't. Okay. The next items on the agenda are hearings. Item number 12, Noah Auto Body Repair and Sales, Inc., 1095 Broadway. Raymond De Samores is the manager. This is a hearing into the status of the business. And your name and address for the record, please,
Sure.
sir.
Good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Attorney James Nyman. My business address is 76 Canal Street, Boston, Mass. And my client, Mr. Desamores, informed me yesterday about today's hearing.
Thank you very much, Counselor. The reason why we had the hearing, we actually had it last month, is that your client has had the license for going on a year or so at this point. And there's been no sales, no activity, no business activity at that location. And that's in violation of the tenets of the license, and also, so we wanted to see what his plans are. Does he plan on opening? What
Sure.
is the status of that?
So at the outset, I apologize that my client was not present. He was not aware of the hearing, and the only reason he became aware of this hearing was his neighbor, Mrs. Sagaria, informed him that the Revere Licensing Board was looking for him, and he ultimately got the notice for today. So he was not aware of the prior hearing, not to try to make excuses, but he takes this very seriously and would attend any meeting, which obviously doesn't answer the substance of what you're asking me to
Yes,
get
well,
to.
I guess we should start with, do we have his correct mailing address and his email address?
Yes, you have it. And then,
If you could speak into the microphone, please, sir.
yes, my name is Raymond. I'm the manager of Noah Auto Sales, located at 1095 Broadway, Revere. I apologize for the meeting on April 17 because I wasn't informed about it. I have a mailbox in my location. Then 1087 is in the front. when the mailman came in, he gave all letters to the front, and then I did not receive anything from inside my mailbox. I was informed about this hearing when I spoke to the administrative assistant on May 7, and then she informed me about this meeting, and then I asked her to forward a copy of this invitation. Then that's the reason why I wasn't present at this hearing.
Sure.
Thank you very much. You understand, sir, that according to the Registry of Motor Vehicles, the issuing of this license requires that you are open for business for a certain number of days. And so the fact that you didn't receive this in your mailbox kind of indicates like you weren't there.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yes, but what was happening when I first got the license, my intention was
Yeah, you should let your lawyer speak.
So previously, this has been an auto sales lot for a number of years.
Yes.
And the Zacarias have been there for a number of years. I'm a complete outsider, but I have been to the premises, and I was retained in part because the Zacarias, through their business, Action Ambulance or Action Custom, is constantly trespassing on his property. I have a submittal, if I may, an affidavit form from Mr. Desimores. Making sure my stuff doesn't fall. With exhibits showing, if I may approach.
Yes, please. Thank you.
That ever since Mr. Desimores has purchased the property, he's been frustrated trying to sell cars. And I actually have, to totally epitomize the situation, if I may approach again.
You may.
Here's a picture of Mrs. Zakaria on his property when he was trying to construct a fence to delineate his property from her property. She's literally on his property trespassing, and she prevented the fence people from putting up the fence. So he's had one setback after another. He bought the place to sell cars. He has a mortgage. He's losing money on it, but there's been trespassing issues the entire time. There was trespassing that I've personally seen when I was there, and this has gone on for months. And I was retained in roughly November of '23. I wrote a cease and desist letter to the Zacarias. Council answered. I alleged trespassing and things of that nature. I included multiple pictures of their vehicles. And I got a response from, I think, a local attorney, Miss Alexander Gold, who stated that they deny any and all allegations that I raised. And not only did the trespassing not stop, but it's continued and even gotten worse. And even today, he has a picture if you want to see. They're still parking vehicles on his property.
Can I see that?
Sure.
Wow, that's a lot. 1, 2, 3.
Is that blocking the entrance? Is that, where is that in relation to his property, his vehicle that he showing?
The main entrance of my lot. That means my main entrance is always occupied. And then I have a lot of pictures to show.
So where's the main entrance here for your property?
Yeah.
Is it here or here?
Yes.
Here.
Yes.
And how many trucks were parked
The
there?
main entrance from the street. And then
Is it blocking, is it obstructing your entry into your property?
yes, as you can see here.
That is completely blocking your,
Yes, that's my entrance is from the main street. When you get in, you have to come from the main street. When
exit from their building is on the side next to his property. So when they're large vehicles like those shown in the pictures, they come onto his property in order to exit. So their response to all this has been, you're not trespassing, and we want to buy your property. And apparently, the prior owner had some type of dispute with them and did not sell to them. So they're constantly, he's trying to be neighborly. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I'm not usually called quiet, but, so he hasn't been able to either put a fence up, which he physically made the people leave. What was the name of the fence company?
Now, I recall when that incident happened with the fence.
And they've subsequently put up a fence within the last 3 or 4 months, but not further back by his building. He has a small structure which is fully functional. He's got it wired, he's got it ready to go, but he's constantly engaging with this trespassing and other types. They put stuff behind his building to either make him leave or make him sell from our standpoint, but he can't run. He wants to sell cars.
Was there a dispute about the property line here where they're
Yes.
competing?
Yes, dueling, so there were dueling surveys.
Dueling surveys,
Yes,
right.
so in the response, so I sent a letter in November, I didn't get a response till mid-January, and in the response, it says they have a revised plan, but I don't have it in my possession.
They being?
Action from their attorney. I've never seen it, they never gave it to us. Mr. Desamores has gotten at least 2 or more surveys. He's got 6,700 square feet. He can accommodate easily the 20 cars. It used to be 50 cars. So this is strictly, he is being, I don't like to use the term bullied, but
But you know, Council, here's what, and I'm sure my fellow, the chairman actually,
Sure.
would elaborate further, you know, who's visited the lot, who on multiple occasions saw that there was only 1 car for sale, and multiple times have been closed. The place is not open for the required 30 hours a week minimum that it's required to hold a Class 2 license in the city.
I think part of the issue with that, though, is he has made attempts, he has to, if he has cars on the lot, they have to be secured, especially when action is so close on the other side. He tried to put up the fence, he's still trying to do the fence, they're alleging he's encroaching, and they in turn put up a fence that only is at the back of his building. It doesn't cover the front area. So, not to try to make excuses, but he wanted to have a fence in place so that there's some security for when he has the cars. But again, he purchased the lot to run the business, and he wants to do that. But he's tried to be a good neighbor. They've had multiple meetings. They only talk about buying him out. And I think it's apparent that, and I'm not knocking them because they're an established family in the community, and I have no basis to do that, but they're clearly interfering with his ability to try to run a legit business, that he just wants to sell cars. He's got a mortgage on the property he has to pay. He's losing money, so that there would be no incentive for him not to want to sell cars. So,
So what is his plan going forward? What would
So
what would it look like going forward from this point?
So to be perfectly frank, without revealing all attorney-client privilege communications, I've told him that we can litigate the matter if you want, but that might take months or years if you file something in court. He's had the police out there, and I mean no disrespect to the police either. They said this is a civil matter. You got to resolve it yourself. We've tried to resolve it, and we can't. So if he can't, he's going to try to put up the fence again, but they have a dispute with the dueling surveys. My understanding from Mr. Desamores previously, the board instructed both parties to come up with their own survey. I don't believe he did do that. He's done it twice. He did not receive anything from the
Were those
Zacharias?
two surveys the same? I mean, were they the same results?
On the hearing,
Talking here.
Into the microphone, please, sir.
on the hearing back September 27, 2022, the board advised us to survey our lands to avoid confrontation, argument, discussion, dispute. And then I bought the land on. Yes, I have two surveys.
Both done by the same people, or were they
No,
done by?
different people.
Okay,
Just to
and
make
were the
sure.
results of those surveys the same?
Yes, let me provide you 2 copies. And then,
Now, did he ever operate? Like, did he ever have like 20 cars there at some point when you first bought the property and then these issues came up, or?
since I bought
Yeah, you have to speak into the mic, sorry, because they're recording, so.
He's had
He has
an,
not had any vehicles on for sale there.
yeah, so he's had an issue since he bought the property. He initially, that fence with the picture with Ms. Zakaria, I believe was in 2022, in October, when he attempted to first put up the fence, and she made the people leave, and you can see she's trespassing on his property. She had no right to do that. She had no legal basis to do that. I don't want to be over dramatic, but it's kind of outrageous from our perspective that your neighbor is allowed to do that, and that has continued on.
It's a
So,
very narrow lot.
in the narrowness of the lot doesn't help the situation,
Right.
because again, the entrance to Action directly faces his business. So when I
And
was
there's a
present,
setback, is there a setback situation there as well? This fence is set
Yes.
back off the road, so there's almost a mutual kind of
yes. and there-
egress?
Yes, and there's an easement, and the side door which I observed the vehicles coming out, they can't cut it if it's big vehicles without going into his lot. So the fence is crucial, in my opinion, and he has made good faith attempts to do that. And I just can't be any clearer that it's his intention to sell cars. That's why he bought it. Otherwise, they want to buy the property, he could sell the property.
But my fellow commissioner asked a very good question. She asked you, when you initially purchased the prop, was there ever an occasion that you were actually up and running with set hours, as the required number of cars on your property or less, and this situation has arisen where you had to either stop operating or you couldn't operate to the extent that your license allows you to operate?
I think initially, there was the issue where the Zacharias two counts were protesting the number of cars. So that was initially going on, because previously, that lot was allowed to sell 50 cars.
Yes, remember that meeting we
I
had?
do, but I don't think it was because of the Zacharias. I mean, we had same reservations. We were looking at the number of cars that could possibly fit on the lot. We were asking your client, where is he gonna put 50 cars? If you had 50 cars on the lot today and you couldn't answer that, I think you had counsel with him as well, but, so it wasn't necessarily, at the request of Action Towing. We had the same reservations as them, that, the license, that's why we reduced it to 20. But here we are. I guess my question is, and it was my fellow commissioner's question as well, was there ever an occasion that you opened for a set number of hours, actively using the license, and now you have this interference by Action, if I credit your testimony,
Okay.
that prevents you from continuing that operation?
I'm there all the time for business. And then my office is ready. I did,
Which is in the back of the lot.
And then what was happening, the worst thing, she opposed, for my fence company to install my fence in my property. And then January 23rd, at nighttime, she installed in my property 2 pieces of fence, one on the left, one in the back, new fence. Then, to avoid frustration, I have to get maybe, as I was advised by the River Police Department, to get a court order, to install the fence. After that, I don't think we will have any more arguments because everybody, will be in their own.
On their side,
Yes.
yeah.
And then I am there all the time. My office is there, but with this situation, parking cars in front of my yard, then I don't see any way, customers can come in and to buy a car because when someone is buying a car, the purchaser want to move the car front and back. How I can do that? As you can see here, the parking heavy, large vehicles.
Within the last 2 or 3 months,
And then-
he comes one day and there's a boat, a large-sized boat, literally at the entrance of his business that is not his, that he believes is from his neighbor.
And it
He can't swear to that, but he has a picture of it. He can supplement if you'd like. But at the end of the day, he wants to sell cars. I advised maybe put up a fence, hire police if necessary to do that, so you can get the fence up, and then you can start putting cars on the lot, because that is his sincere intention. And he has made attempts to do so, but he's being frustrated every step of the way by his neighbor.
Well, I see here that in October of 2022, he tried to put up a fence and it was stopped because of cars and trucks in the way.
Now, that was actually, if I may respectfully.
Yes, I
That was when-
assume, I
That was when
assume,
Ms. Sicario ran out. That's from that
that's when this is?
Yes.
Okay. So in the 2 years or a year and a half since then, has there been any move to reconcile where the property line is?
Mr. Desamores has numerous meetings with the Sicarios and their council. Again, at the end of the day, at those meetings, and Mr. Desamore can confirm, they would talk about buying the property, not resolving it so he could put up a fence and sell cars. So they're frustrating his intent to do that, and to his detriment. I was trying to avoid litigation when I sent the cease and desist. I think getting a response saying we deny all your allegations, I sent pictures of their vehicles parked in his lot. It's absurd on one level, but at the end of the day, he wants, I was trying to avoid litigation, so the attorney, I've had sporadic conversations, but, they just want to buy his property.
I get that. So here's the counsel. Here's the issue that your client has right now. All right, he's essentially facing losing that Class 2 license, and that can have several detrimental effects to his business,
Sure.
as well as his ownership of the property.
Absolutely.
And it also changes that chain of custody, right? Right, for the license, because he's grandfathered in
Yes.
under certain zoning rules and laws, et cetera, right? So our concern, if I were to say, okay, and understanding that you are dealing with a ton of property line issues, I appreciate that. And I suspect when we turn it over to Action Towing and they have the floor, they're going to tell us similar, that they're dealing with a ton of property issues. But the difference between the two businesses is that every day Action Towing is still going to be there from, I think they're almost 24 hours. They're 24 hours, right? you know, their emergency response.
Yes.
And they're operating, and I can show up at their office at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'll find somebody at the front desk, and, you know, and despite or in spite of the issues they're facing with their neighbor Noah, Noah's Auto Body, I will still be able to conduct some level of business with them. So my question to you is, come Monday morning, you know, will you be operating? What are the operating hours? Will it be posted? Because, again, I'm not going to overlook the fact that you're dealing with all of this stuff. But from our perspective, and I can only speak for myself, but I believe my fellow commissioners share it seems like this license is sitting in a pocket, not being used, and it's kind of, you know, the lack of operations being cloaked with the fact that, you know, this trespassing issue. And I get it. I don't know if there was a fence there before.
Yeah,
And
there was actually.
There was. It was removed by Noah, or was it removed by them?
Who removed the fence?
Because there was a fence
No,
there.
Emily.
They removed the fence.
They removed, Action Torn removed the fence.
Yes,
Okay.
Action Torn, we move it.
So, my question,
They-
do you have inventory on the lot now? Is there any cars on the lot now?
I have only 2 cars in the lot.
Okay.
Then I'm trying to change the strategy and then putting like surveillance camera
Surveillance.
to see, you know, how, because I'm trying to avoid vandalism, you know.
Have you had vandalism?
No, because of the, I did not have this kind of problem because I did not put any car in the yard. But now I'm trying to change the strategy to put cars because I'm trying to get, I have
Hold on.
Council, yeah.
I think if it pleased the board, if we could come up with a possible compromise of time that he needs to make it happen.
Yes.
If that is something that the board would be amenable to. Mr. Desamores would certainly seek to comply with that. And I guess the next question would be, can we reach a mutual compromise that everyone is reasonably comfortable with moving forward?
So that he can keep his license.
Yes, thank
And
you.
that's why you get paid. Huh? In Boston.
So I have a question.
Not in the good part.
So at one point you said you're there every day?
Raymond.
Did you say
You're
that?
there every day?
She's asking if you are there either every day, portions of every day. what-
Yeah, almost every day I'm passing by because I'm passing by. And then also I have my office there.
And previously, it was kind of barren and non-functional. He has it locked and hooked up. And I think when he is suggesting passing by, I believe he means he spends parts of the day there. And again, if he can erect the fence and he'll put up the cars, if we could reach a time frame, if the board would be lenient to consider that he has to start engaging in the sale of the vehicles and put the vehicles in the lot by that time, so he does not lose his license, which will obviously adversely affect his ability to utilize the property, and he does not want to jeopardize that in any way.
Well, I mean, I can appreciate the situation. I mean, the gentleman purchased a piece of land for the purpose of selling vehicles. And I assume that was his intent when he bought it.
Yes.
And I see that, I mean, the deed must say what he purchased. And I would think that a fence could be erected along the lines of wherever he purchased. And I get that there's a dispute, and I know you want to avoid litigation, but it doesn't appear that strategy is working all that well.
I agree. I thought through the attorneys talking, we could reach a compromise, and we can't. So, pardon my expression, is kind of Esser get off the pot, no disrespect. But That's why I'm saying, could we come to a compromise on a time frame so he can do that? Because he wants to put up the fence and he wants to sell the cars. And he's made a serious investment to buy the property.
Yes, I think we can appreciate that. However, you know, there is the proviso in the license that he has to be open and selling cars, whether there's a fence there or not. So whatever the law says from the Registry of Motor Vehicles that he has to be open X amount of hours, even if he's just selling 3 cars there, he's got to be open for business.
I understand.
And so if he is not willing to do that or is unable to do that, then the license, he can't keep the license, it would appear.
He is willing to do that.
Well, I mean, if he's willing to do that and he is going to sell cars, then, you know, I think,
And he'll post, you know, hours as required.
Yep.
Wait, hold on.
I mean, you know, I don't know how my other commissioners feel about it. What's your feeling on this?
I would like to see, council put together his plan and what their operational plan is gonna be going forward. I would like to, again, and we're gonna obviously hear from Action in a second, but before we vote, I would like to, I'm thinking that, you know, maybe have a review, not necessarily, you know, too far out within the short, you know, just like future, like maybe in the next 90 days, so we can get an understanding what has transpired operationally in the next 90 days. Hit the termination, well, we revoked his license, we suspended his license as of today, so we can reinstate that. But I would like to see a review maybe in 90 days to say, you know, let his council put together, say, you know, we're gonna be open from this time, this is the operational plan. You know, we're expecting to have average amount of cars between 5 to 10. And maybe even come in and say, hey, we were able to sell 3 or 4 cars, this is what it is, because again, if you end up losing this license, you know, you kind of open the door for someone else to kind of take it at that point.
Yes, that will have very serious adverse impact.
Right.
He would be willing to, if we can have 90 days to provide something. I believe Mr. Desmores can comply with that.
What is
And
your
that would be
feeling
our
on this?
intention to do, so.
So I also agree with the 90-day plan. I think this license is very important, and this gives you time to set up a plan and then show, I don't know if you guys could hopefully, you know, have a fence within this time. And you could come in 90 days and say, hey, you know, I'm operating, I sold 2 cars,
Put
these
your
are my
cameras up.
hours.
Do whatever you need to do. I think we should, I want to hear from Action.
Mr. Zachary, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Council.
We'll get back to you in a moment. We
Thank
just
you.
want to get
Thanks for listening.
some other information.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Name and
Michael
address for the record,
Zachariah.
please.
1087 Broadway, Revere. When the attorney sent the letter back in November, I responded. I actually had over an hour conversation with him on the phone. Our attorney it was at Thanksgiving, our attorney was away. Then our attorney responded to the allegations. He never responded back. We had asked for a meeting to try to resolve this. I'm very frustrated on what I just heard from their story, and I just went back 2 months on the cameras. We have 2 cameras on his property from Action. He's been there 3 times in 2 months. Maybe he's driving by up the marsh, I don't know. And we're not on the property. We have customers that come in, pull on there, our trucks do park on there. We're always on our guys, don't park on the property, don't pull on the property. We have Revere Cruises, I have parking on this, they're coming in, you know, for business at Action, and they park there. So we're always out there, don't park on the property. But I just went back 2 months, and the lot's mostly empty, 90% of the time. We had 15 state trooper canine units on there because they were training in our yard. We told them you can't park there, they said, why? It's very frustrating to me. We tried to resolve this. I've had several meetings with Raymond, our attorney. We've spent thousands of dollars. We had 2 separate surveys done. He would not agree to the survey. Finally, he agreed for the section of fence that was not put up at night, and we have video and photos when we put the section up. He agreed where we put that up. We said, we need a permanent fence. We have to have the yard secure. We put it up. He asked if we could give him, because he has a door on the side of his building, could we give him access to that side door because it was coming in our yard? I says, yeah, we'll bump the fence over 3 feet so you can come out the side door. We agreed to that. He was in our office with 5 other people. We had several meetings, and that fence was agreed. He said he was even gonna pay for it. The fence that was taken down was the previous owner asked us to take it down because it was rusted and fell down. We have photos of that, video of that.
But it was your fence that was, that.
It
that
was,
up.
no, it was the previous owner that sold it to him. It was their fence, but it was rusted, and because the lot was empty for about 1.5 years prior to him buying it. I don't know what's going on with the survey as far as, we have ours, it's clear, we laid it out, we met with him, our attorney, the surveyor, he hired 2 surveyors. The first one, we tried to get the plan for, he said it wasn't paid for, on his, to try to compare them. The second one, the gentleman told us the same story. We have spent, like I said, hours and hours to try to resolve it, but the 2 months of video that I just looked at on our camera, watching it, shows the lot clear of action vehicles, shows it of regular vehicles. He put 1 car on there last month with a for sale sign in the window after this hearing was held last month. We let him know what was going on. I said, you might want to, talk to them, sit down with us. I had an hour conversation with Raymond, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago, right? Said, how can we help you resolve this? He says he wants to rent our body shop. I says, we can't. We have our maintenance facilities in Lynn. We don't even use our body shop because we just park the trucks in it to respond. I said, you can use our facility in Lynn. I spent an hour trying to work this out with him 2 weeks ago. Talked to him. Matter of fact, it's on camera, the conversation. And I can never get anywhere with it. But listening to, that attorney never even called our attorney back. There's several emails from Attorney Gold to him, asking for a response as far back as January. And Attorney Gold, I just checked with her last week. I said, did you ever hear anything back? She goes, no, he fell off the face of the earth. But I don't know. I mean, I'll be happy to set up a TV in here and show you 2 years worth of video of them not there and him not there and not operating out of any office. I'm not looking to hurt anybody. I don't want to put the guy out of business. But I'm just it's getting very frustrating to us.
But you do want to buy the property, I mean, that's no secret.
Absolutely, absolutely.
can't hide that.
We offered him that, we wanted to buy it first, we put an offer in, he bought it, absolutely. We absolutely want to buy the property just because of the nightmare that we dealt with for the first 18 years at that property of the other car lot, and the police response there and everything that went on, because I don't want to redo that again. We don't have time to have those types of problems. I came up, we hired a lawyer for the meeting 2 years ago. He said he was gonna do all these things, he was gonna meet with us, he was gonna work it out. That's never happened. We've met, and we're not holding him from putting up a fence. We laid out the lines, the surveyor was there, he staked it. We said, yeah, we'll put the fence there. I said, you want us to put it up for you? Well, I'll charge you labor and materials, whatever our cost is, to try to help you. And that's what we ended up doing with his agreement on the section that is there. It wasn't put up at night. He said it was put up at night. It wasn't put up at night. He agreed to that. I'm very frustrated with the situation, but we've tried to work this out with him. I don't understand what the problem is with them and this attorney. And this attorney can't deny that our attorney responded and sent several emails. He never responded to our Attorney Gold. I have no idea why.
So can I ask, what is the confusion between the surveys that, both parties have done?
Yeah, how are they conflicting?
There's a deed. The deeds say exactly the meets and bounds of the property, so I don't see why, there would be 2 different surveys.
Your survey was starkly different from his?
Not by much. No, we're right there. So our surveyor went all the way back, I believe, to 1960 to make sure it was accurate. The photos in the first incident when they came in there, he tried to put the fence out all the way to the Lynn Marsh Road, to Route 107, and he came 3 feet onto our property. That's how Emily got involved that day, and we said, what are you doing? This isn't your property. There's an easement, and on and on. And that was way after, you know, everything happened up here at the hearing. But we've had the surveyor twice do it and try to compare with what he has. It isn't, it's right there. There isn't a question, like, there isn't a big 5-foot difference. I have no idea what we've sat, I myself and my team sat in our conference room more than once with Raymond, laid it out on the table. I showed him the old one from years ago when we got all our licenses in the city from 22 years ago, compared it to what he has, showed him, I'm like, these are the lines, you agree? No, no, no. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't measure it, but.
So when was the last time that a fence was tried to put in there?
They haven't tried to put a fence in over a year and a half.
Yeah, 2022.
Yeah, so I mean, and we had several meetings since then, and like I said, finally.
And
we
your
had
wife only objected to the 3 feet, not necessarily the whole, because they have obviously a picture of her coming out.
Correct. Our objection was where the front, there's 20 feet in the front where it's part, there's an easement, access
Right.
to go out the driveway.
And he wanted his fence to extend out that way?
All the way out to
Oh, I see.
107. And there's still a stake in the ground where they put it, the fence guy, we left it there, where they tried putting it, and that's what we stopped. Where our fence is, that's erected now, we had a temporary fence there, which the yard had to be secured, but then we finally put a permanent one up. But that was, he agreed to, and like I said, we gave him a couple of extra feet so he could get in and out of the side of his building after they did construction. There was no side door prior, but they put a side door in, and he said, can I get out? I says, yeah, but you can't go in the yard, so we gotta move our fence over. He goes, okay. I said, so we're gonna give you that extra couple of feet so you can get the fence is over on our property. We agreed to it, Attorney Gold agreed to it. I'm just very confused that we've tried to work this out with them for 2 years, and like I said, I can show you, I can go back 2 years in video, we have it in the cloud, but I have 2 months I just looked at while I was sitting there from both cameras, one that's on where his office is, that he doesn't show up. Then he said, we took the notification, the mail. Well, we definitely didn't take it. We have a lockbox, and our mail goes in there. We didn't, so he's saying we committed mail fraud. We took his notification from the licensing commission. That's why he didn't get it. He said it went to us, that the mail goes to us. His address is 1095. It shouldn't go to 1087. And there is a mailbox on his building. So I don't know, but he hasn't been there. And again, I'm not looking to stop him. Yes, we do want to buy the property because it would just be convenient, and we can get out the side door. We've been there 20 years, when the other fence was there with the car lot, and we can get in and out the side door with a hook and ladder, no problem. So I don't know if the attorney.
Is there a fence situation that you could live with?
Sure, absolutely, and Attorney Gold told him that. I mean, I just came from we had a car into a building in Saugus on Route 1. So I just got notified about the meeting. I came right from there to here. Attorney Gold, I didn't even get a chance to call her to tell her that this, we were doing this.
Right.
And the learned attorney didn't notify her hasn't answered since January. Oh, I don't know what conversations they could have had, but.
Okay. Do anybody have any other questions?
No. Thank you, Mr. Zachary.
Thank you very much.
You want to respond? Yeah, sure. Briefly.
I was not involved when there were prior discussions. I did speak with Mr. Zakaria. We had a pleasant.
Into the microphone,
We had a
please.
pleasant conversation, but when I wrote to the attorney with the cease and desist, if you're getting something that says, we deny each and every allegation, even Mr. Zakaria is not admitting about today parked in his lot several times a week. So I was going to say, maybe since we're here, we can agree on a place to put the fence.
It seems as if there is a place that he is saying a fence can go. I don't know how it squares with what the survey.
Well, that part of the story, in Ms. Gold's response, she says there's a revised plan, which I coincidentally don't have with me, That has never been provided. I didn't get any follow-up. I'd be more than happy to talk to Ms.
Yeah,
Gold.
but you, obviously, you know, as good as it sounds for you guys to have a conversation today, Mr. Zachary and his business is represented, you know, counsel, we can't really,
No,
support, you know, because you know, Attorney Gold needs to be a
Oh,
part of that
absolutely.
process.
I only spoke to Mr. Zakari reached out to me, and then after we talked the one time, he said he would get back to me, and then I heard from Ms. Gold,
Right.
and that's why you haven't spoken to Mr. Zakari, obviously, because I'm not violating that, and he was perfectly nice to me on the phone, so I don't want to badmouth him in any way, but if we have a period of time, and I can reach out to Ms. Gold, and we can agree on if they're agreeable to where the fence can go, that's a big start, and then it's on him to sell the cars, or put the cars on the lot.
Yes, and it's also incumbent on your client to be open
Yeah.
the requisite number of days as required by the license.
Yes, yes, sir.
So I think, which brings us back to one of the suggestions from, I think it was Commissioner Osina, which would be that we would have this, have a motion to bring this to forward 90 days and give your client an opportunity to put some cars on the lot and be open during that period. During which time I would assume and would really hope that you and Attorney Gold would be able to come to some type of a resolution on the fencing situation, and then we might be able to get off the schneid on this thing and
Absolutely,
kind of move it forward.
absolutely. Thank you.
So I guess what we would do is make a motion to continue this for 90 days and allow the parties to come to some type of an agreement. And during that 90 days, the gentleman, Mr. Desmours, would be obligated to operate the car lot as prescribed by the Registry of Motor Vehicles.
I just have a question for the Maggie. Do we have to reinstate the license, or would it, do we have to conditionally reinstate it? Because we did suspend it.
Yes, once he shows up, the suspension would just
Okay.
be automatically lifted, but we would certainly move to remove any suspension or any
Right.
type of sanction on the license. However, if he fails to be open during those hours, then, you know, obviously, we're gonna have a situation where he's not in compliance with the license, and that could result in a suspension or revocation or whatever the board deems appropriate for it.
And before we vote on the chairman's motion, can you send Maggie, like, 30 days maybe, what the operational plan's gonna be in terms of like the hours of operation, you know, what he intend, even if it's limited hours, but I think the law requires a minimum of 30 hours per week, okay?
I was reading the statute on my way here,
Right.
and
Whatever the
30,
minimum
yeah.
requirement. But also, you know, again, whatever his plan is, and in the interim, if he has to put up security cameras so that he can feel secure, you know, while the fence is not erected, then, you know, I would ask that he does whatever he can do so that he can keep the license. You know, we're not in the business to put people out of business. That's just not, we want our folks to strive and do good business in the city of Revere. Like you said, he purchased this property. This is not some property he rents. So we want to see the license being used for its intended purpose, because again, there's some dire consequences, you know,
Yes.
that could really affect not only his ownership, but also the way he conducts his business if we take it.
I will represent that I will be reaching out to Attorney Gold this week.
Awesome. So,
So, yes, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yes, so, counsel, what is the best way to communicate with you guys? Address, email? We don't want this to happen again.
Sure, I could leave my email, well, maybe, hopefully I have a business card.
and obviously make sure you have Maggie's email as well.
Will you either tell them, you or me?
You can shut the mic off too if you guys are talking.
Could I Could I give you my business card?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Counselor.
Yeah. I've seen your office before, thank you, yeah. Okay. You're right next to the court, right? Are you office? Yeah, the last name, I knew it, I'm not, right, on Canal Street, okay. So, your motion?
My motion would be to continue this for 90 days, during which time the license holder would be obligated to fulfill the tenets of the license, and during that time, you and Ms. Gold will come to some type of a resolution regarding the fence, and then we'll revisit in 90 days and see where we are, and does that sound like something we can get behind?
Absolutely, right? You would second that motion?
I would second that.
Very good.
Awesome.
So
Thank you.
that's what we're gonna do.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, Council.
The next items are communications. The notification from the Massachusetts Alcoholic Beverage Control Commission for a return of no action regarding the application for a transfer of license and pledge of license for Shiri Manohar Corp. DBA Dairy Mart. An advisory from the Massachusetts ABCC regarding on-premises licenses permanently selling mixed drinks for off-premises consumption. So, which basically allows restaurants to sell alcohol to go.
Yeah. With food, it has to be with food.
Yes, with food. The advisory from the Massachusetts ABCC regarding amendments to add outdoor alcoholic beverage table service areas. An advisory update from the Massachusetts ABCC for an alteration of premises for outdoor table service process. And a notification from the Alcoholic Beverage Control Commission for approval of an application for a change of manager, change of officers, director, and transfer of stock for Mahavir Enterprises, DBA Convenient Market and Deli. And that concludes the communications. Do you have any questions on the communications?
No questions.
Very good. I would make a motion that we adjourn. And we adjourn until June 26th, 2024.
Perfect.